Hello Aries, welcome to your reading for mid-August. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you at this time. As always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take the bits that do resonate and leave the rest behind for somebody else. I'm pulling a Celtic cross for you today, but I'm starting off with a couple of astro cards. And towards the end of the reading, I'm going to be pulling a couple of tea leaves and charms for you as well. So make sure you stick around for that. All right. Now to start with, interesting, we have Capricorn and Libra. Now you could have these heavily in your chart, or you could be dealing with someone who doesn't have to be, but this is the energy your reading is carrying, right? Now Capricorn talks about ambition, realism and methodical steps, and Libra talks about consideration, fairness and harmony. So I feel like when it comes to the workplace, because Capricorn rules the 10th house, which rules your public image, your career, your income, all of that, and is ruled by Saturn. So I feel like right now, with the whole Saturn-Uranus square still plaguing us, there is a push and pull when it comes to traditionality and innovation, almost like wanting to break through those traditional barriers and those social constructs that we're born with and creating something new for ourselves, right? And we just had an Aquarius full moon, and Aquarius is the sign of humanitarianism. It is a sign of communities and experimentation. Aquarius is the sign of the mad scientist. Why I'm bringing all of that up is because of the square, because of the Saturn and Uranus square. I feel that you're changing things around when it comes to work. You're changing things around when it comes to traditionality as a whole, and you're bringing about consideration, fairness and harmony when it comes to that. Now, Capricorn doesn't necessarily always just have to rule career. It could talk about the things that, like how you look at love, right? You could be, how you saw your parents when they were married, how you saw aunts and uncles, grandparents when they were married, and realizing that marriage as a whole, I'm just giving you an example, doesn't have to be what you thought it was. You know what I mean? Bringing about a sort of change to match your current situation and being okay with it, being fair about it. So let's see what your tarot says. There is a break, I feel, from traditionality. There is a newness that is coming about here. Oh, beautiful. Oh my God, what did I just say? This is literally what I just said. Okay, we have the sun in the heart of your reading, crossed by the Hierophant. Now, the crossing card is always a challenge card, all right? It's supposed to be read in reverse. Now, the sun is the happiest card in the deck, and it talks about things that bring you joy, things that help you grow and evolve, right? What is challenging this is traditionality. What is challenging this is it could be, well, higher commitment, not really higher commitment in the sense of elevating a relationship, but something you thought was the norm, but really isn't. So you're changing your definition of commitment. You're changing your definition even of spirituality, because the Hierophant is represented by the Pope, right? So you're breaking old patterns in order to, well, bring yourself joy, plain and simple. So much newness in this reading. All right, when it comes to your focus, we have the Page of Wands. Yeah, exploration. The Page of Wands is the adventurer. The Page of Wands doesn't like borders and boundaries. The Page of Wands wants to explore. I feel like you could be traveling. You could be thinking of moving to another country. It is possible, whether it comes to work or love or whatever. And why I'm saying love again is because Libra rules the 7th house, which is the house of long-term relationships and commitment. So there is a sense of change in the air and a freshness that's coming about for you, Aries. Let's see what was in the recent past. The Empress. Now, this could be a mother or a mother figure, someone who helped you understand the definition of that commitment, help you understand the definition of spirituality and religion. It could be someone who helped you grow. Now, this could also just be you. It could be your energy, where you put a lot of work in yourself, where you healed if you needed to, where you honed upon your talents, when you sharpened your skill set, whatever. The Empress talks about growth, plain and simple. And this is again Venusian energy. This is Libra energy. So it is possible that you were a part of a healthy commitment in the past where it was blossoming and growing and bringing you a lot of joy. But then again, there's something that is wanting to change here, something that you are wanting to change here, something that didn't sit well with you. It may have in the past, but now it isn't. You want more. What is crowning you? What is your strength, Aries? Oh, dropped a card. The Seven of Pentacles. I feel like your strength is your patience. And that is saying something. You're cardinal fire, and I'm an Aries rising. We can be very impatient people, right? But I feel like after everything it is that you have learned through life, the methodical steps you have taken, this is literally the card of methodical steps. It talks about investing in the right places and waiting to reap your harvest. I feel like your strength is that you've invested or are investing in the right people, places, situations, and even financial situations, and the reward that you are after, you're patiently waiting for it. You're ambitious, but at the same time you're not impatient, right? So that's good to see. Let's see what is the immediate future. Stunning energy, the Four of Wands. For me, the Four of Wands is kind of the minor arcana of the Hierophant and the Lovers combined. It talks about an emotional completion, reaching an emotional milestone of some sort. It could even be a homecoming. If you've been waiting for someone to return, this is a beautiful sign for that. It talks about like winning an emotionally fulfilling marathon. You know what I mean? Like reaching a benchmark. It could be a commitment. It could be an engagement. It could be a promotion. It could be just welcoming someone back with open arms because they're finally ready to bring their best version, the best version of themselves to the table. Stunning energy. And I feel like it's coming about exactly how you want it to come about, not the way everyone thinks it should. Does that make sense? All right. How are you showing up to this reading, Aries? The Queen of Cups. Stunning energy. Now this is water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So you may have those heavily in your chart. You may just have heavy water, period. But I feel like you're showing up as someone with the biggest heart. The Queen of Cups has the most amount of love in his or her heart as any one person can for another. And I feel like you're balancing all of that beautifully. You're balancing your stability, practicality. You're not keeping your heart open in the sense where you can be vulnerable, but you're keeping it open and you're being fair and open and harmonious about it. I feel like you're not shy of expressing yourself. And your intuition is on point right now. So trust it. Okay, I didn't ask for those, so I'll put those back. Beautiful energy so far. All right, let's see. External influences that you may or may not be aware of. The Knight of Swords. There is a conversation coming about. I feel like this is a message. It could be from an air sign, from an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. We have Libra twice. The Knight of Swords is not someone who beats around the bush, okay? The Knight of Swords is someone who comes in with a message, delivers it, can be a little rude and sharp about it, and is on his or her way. So I don't know if you've been waiting on communication. If you have been, it will come about swiftly, but just prepare yourself for facts, okay? The Knight of Swords carries the sword of truth, okay? There is no wishy-washy energy here. Let's see. Hopes and fears for Aries. The Four of Swords. I feel like you're hoping for a little bit of solo time. You may be surrounded by a lot of people right now, and that can be overwhelming. And I've realized, especially with the full moon in Aquarius that we had on the 11th, the energy is carrying forward for a while because it was the last super moon of the year. So I feel like with the Aquarius full moon, we've been surrounded by a lot of people in general, right? And there's a lot of chitter chatter happening. So I feel like with Mars moving into Gemini as well on the 20th, Gemini again is the planet of communication. So if you've been waiting for that communication, I feel like it's gonna come in, but you may need to like take a step back from that, whatever this is, whatever kind of relationship this is or dynamic this is. You may want to take a step back and heal from it. I'm not saying this is going to cause you pain. I'm just saying it's gonna there's going to be a lot to think about. Okay, so you may want to isolate yourself just for a tad. Now that's a minor arcana, that is not the Hermit. All right, this is not like 3 months of a solo vacation. This is just a little bit of a pause. Okay, let's see potential outcome. I absolutely love this. I feel like once we take a little bit of time to reset and recharge our batteries, we can be in full swing again to socialize and to, well, engage in those relationships that we have built over time. The Three of Cups is also a card of reconciliation. So if you've been waiting for, to reconnect with an ex, this is a good sign for that. You have 2 good signs for that, to be honest. But the Three of Cups in general talks about spending time with your soul drive, spending time with people who match the same frequency as you, who are on the same wavelength as you, and people who help you grow and, well, evolve. So there's a lot of socializing coming your way after a little period of rest. Good reading. I don't like to keep these like super detailed because it's 2 weeks, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? So yeah. All right, let's get you a couple of tea leaves. Quill, get back to the basics. Some of you may need to start journaling. Some of you may need to write a letter. Because you see how with the Knight of Swords, again, the Knight of Swords is verbal energy. Even though it is communication, it is verbal communication most of the time. The art of writing letters is truly lost in our day and age with emails and SMSs and WhatsApps and all of that. I feel like take a little bit of time, write a letter, not just to someone you care about, write a letter to your future self and read it a year later. I feel like that really helps us realize where we've been and how we've grown. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think writing a letter is going to be good for you. Getting back to the basics. Funnel, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. And I feel like you've learned those lessons and it's almost like I'm getting that feeling that you're breaking generational trauma. You're breaking those ancestral curses. There's something that you are changing here because you've been frustrated with how they haven't worked for you. You know what I mean? It's not a rebellious energy. It's rebellion with a cause. That's what I'm getting. Chair empty, someone is leaving your life, and I feel like that person already left your life. I place my cards intuitively and this is placed in the past. I feel like whoever left, if you've been waiting for that person to come back, there is a high chance that they could. It's up to you if you want to take them back or not. And it's also possible that whoever it is that was keeping you in that box of traditionality, whoever was keeping you stuck, you're going to stop taking their advice. Pig, beware of greed. Now I'm suddenly getting, because I placed this on the Three of Cups, I'm suddenly getting beware of over drinking, over consumption of anything. Could be alcohol, could be sugary drinks. Stick to water for a while if you can, because we don't want to like toxify your body, right? Torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness and understanding. Stunning. That is absolutely beautiful, and I feel like that is attached to the Hierophant and the Sun. There is an awakening happening here. There's a realization of something brand new coming into your reality, something that you introduced yourself into your reality. So it has the power to stick. Okay, now let's get you some charms. We have an owl, we have a camera, and we have the letter Y. Now the letter Y could be your initial, could be someone you're dealing with, doesn't have to be. And the camera could talk about memories, it could talk about creating new memories, and the owl talks about wisdom. It talks about advice from a wise person, it talks about advice from your higher self, it talks about just gaining enlightenment, not enlightenment in the sense of Buddha, right? We're not all that lucky, but a sense of gaining an awakening, a light bulb moment, an aha moment that comes about regarding something. So with the camera, I'm also getting, it's possible that someone is reminiscing about you looking at your pictures, it is possible. But that is all we have for you, Aries. I hope this helped you guys.